Theosophy, the Science of Life by Isabel Cooper-Oakley. This is an address given at Redcar and published in the September 1894 edition of the Northern Theosophist. It is read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. The Northern Theosophist was the magazine of the Theosophical lodges in the north of England. Theosophy, the Science of Life. The word Theosophy comes to us from the eclectic school of philosophers who flourished at Alexandria in the 3rd century of our era. It was adopted by Ammonius Saccas and his disciples to designate that body of teachings which shewed the basic unity of all the great world religions. Underlying all the exoteric creeds, Hindu, Egyptian, Zoroastrian, Christian, they found a body of esoteric teachings taught in the ancient mysteries, which, whilst it gave reasonable explanation of many a myth and fable, proved to be in all essentials the same for all. The exoteric doctrines given to the world in the various religions might seem in almost hopeless conflict with each other, but the hidden esoteric truth, jealously guarded by the initiates, which was at once the explanation of the life of all these creeds and systems, was fundamentally the same in all. It was these esoteric truths which the eclectic philosophers of Alexandria sought, and from them we have the word Theosophy, or wisdom of the gods, which was used to designate their teaching of the old wisdom religion. When we speak of theosophical teachings, we mean this wisdom of the ages, which has come down from a far-off antiquity and has been known under the name of Theosophy since Ammonius and his school adopted that term 1600 years ago. The Theosophical Society of the present day is a body of students whose objects are practically the same as those adopted by the eclectic philosophers of Alexandria. It puts forward no new doctrine, but takes as its first object the practical realization of universal brotherhood without respect to sex, creed, caste or colour. Secondly, it seeks for this wisdom of the ages in the oldest religions, philosophies and sciences of the world. And, thirdly, it investigates the laws of nature and the powers of the soul. The basic idea of Theosophy is the existence of one unchangeable and eternal principle or being underlying everything in nature and the universe, and these are but the material manifestations of that which is forever inscrutable. Each human being is, in his innermost nature, one with this eternal all. The physical aspect of things becomes manifest to us in 7 different ways. 7 is a number of nature. The 7 notes of the musical scale, the 7 colours of the rainbow, and the constantly recurring septenary periods in physiological processes are sufficiently suggestive of the importance attached to this number by all the great systems of religious teaching. And in strict analogy with the world outside of him, we find man himself may be studied under 7 aspects or sets of energies. The grossest of these form the physical body. Then we have the astral double, known in Germany as the doppelganger. These two, with the vital energy and the body of passions and desires, make up what is called the lower quaternary, the perishable and impermanent. But Theosophy teaches, and the wisdom of the East teaches, that the real man is the thinker. It is he who uses the lower quaternary during his earth life, discarding it in the change called death. The true individual passes from life to life, gaining experience and developing his thought energies, attaining conditions of self-conscious powers beyond all present conception. And this permanent reality of the individual may be viewed in 3 aspects forming what is called the higher triad, and completing with the lower quaternary already noticed that septenary constitution characteristic of the embodied individual. For the immortal I, which passes from birth to birth, may be regarded as a soul whose divine substance manifests the thought energy in virtue of its being a portion of the one all-pervading principle. And this soul, and thought energy and eternal essence are the three in one, the higher triad, which constitute the immortal man. To the Theosophist, life is a school for the training and development of the soul. The spirit within can only become consciously divine by passing through all the experiences of countless lives and learning through pain and sorrow and suffering to discard the evil and choose the good. Throughout the cosmos, law reigns supreme, and not only every act but every thought is a cause which produces its appropriate effect. The process of the soul's evolution is determined inevitably by this law of cause and effect, which is called karma. Every thought, for instance, has a certain energy, and this energy must expand itself somehow or somewhere. If the thought be good, its effects will be good, and if evil, evil. There is no room for vicarious atonement in the Theosophic view of life, and each must inevitably reap what he has sown. Daily and hourly we are weaving our thought energies into the subtle form which will determine the nature of our next incarnation. No teaching in the world gives such enormous importance to individual responsibility. The Theosophical teaching that we all come from the same divine source is the basis of that doctrine of universal brotherhood which knows no distinctions of creed, sex, race, caste or colour. And from this point of view, our sense of responsibility extends and deepens. Not only are we moulding our own lives, but we are, by that common origin, bound in eternal relationship with all our fellows whose hurt or advantage is inevitably reflected in ourselves. In a very real sense, each is his brother's keeper, and the law will hold him accountable for every wrong act and uncharitable thought. There is nothing so much opposed to human brotherhood as the present system of competition. We begin the mischief in the schoolroom. Our system of education is founded upon emulation and rivalry. What we teach in the school, we get in afterlife. And this motive power of competitive struggle after wealth and position, regardless of everyone else, is in its very nature evil, and will always prevent, while it lasts, the realization of the ideal life of humanity. Self-sacrifice must be our motto, and not self-service, if ever we are to attain those heights of being to which all the great world saviours have shown the way, and which every true religion affirms as the possible goal of every son of man.